in short, language. What is language? What can we do with it?
I'm inclined to just follow the words of the sages, how one should speak. Who is a person that loves life? You should speak well. You keep your tongue from speaking badly and your mouth from speaking ill, and
run away from the bad.
Run away from the bad. Seek peace and look for peace and seek it. So the words that pursue peace and loving kindness and building a construction of and encouragement and group interaction and new types of words or new combinations of words which will encourage us to reach out to other lofty goals that may not have been created, like people who want to go from one step to migrate from one community to another community, to an ideology, to a country, to do something which is complex, which we might now call joining the civil service or being a politician or giving themselves up to sainthood or doing some complex, unusual movement in their lives. Sorry.
I've gone on. Are you talking about word piety?
I'm talking about word piety. I'm talking about creating a reality based on recognizing that we do create a language through words, and also through good ideas, and through the structuring and the presentation of good ideas, through writing letters, through all the ways that we know, through this is the way we get jobs, this is the way we present ourselves, through all those ways. But, there's also now other powers at work, bureaucracies and systems at work, and they have often taken over and managed the genuine power that exists in language. But we shouldn't forget that language is the ABC or the microstructures, and that even might have their forbearance in physics.
So you think that knowing something about the language can empower an individual?
Well, it's like, do you know something about the fridge? You don't need to know anything about the fridge to use it, or the telephone to use it. You don't really need to know anything about it to be able to know what language does to use it. But just like everything, one shouldn't, I suppose, abuse something if they have it. The abuse of language, by calling things, or by being negative, or by bringing down a situation, or obviously things can be described negatively if they are negative, but the abuse or the of language to the abuse of people, or the complete negative at all times without any, I think that we should structure language, use it, because it is a tool, so it can be used better. Obviously, it can be used for any purposes, but
having said all of this in the context of neurotheology.
Because of neurotheology, well, the way some things make us feel good and other things don't love makes us feel good. Happiness, giving, generosity, sharing, kindness, looking after one's loved ones. They have and also these ideas can be regenerated or even simulated in a almost like a mystical world, when we pray, or when we think, or we imagine, when we recite idealized passages at the same time as we're thinking about our dear ones. Comes a refraction of ideas, of scattered patterns in our imagination that we can sort of interpret, and these things also make a difference to we pick up on them. They're a very, very strange language that humanity has created, but we have we develop our neural we respond to it. It makes us feel better or worse, or more concentrated or less concentrated, or more determined or less. So there is a neural difference. I am now inclined in considering the entire idea of language in reference to quantum physics to think that actually there is a quantum physical dimension to language and law and ritual that is yet to be fully understood.